Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a video talking about some news as well as just giving some sort of loose ideas, or I don't know if I should say predictions, but just talking about anticipation for the 5th and final season of the originals on the CW in general. Of course, the show that started, it's a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries, which ended good amount of months ago at this point. But it really became something very, very special. But yeah, of course, I'm going to be reviewing every episode of the last season. I reviewed every episode of season 3, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing every episode of the final season for sure. I mean, every episode of I reviewed every episode of season 3 and 4, and we're reviewing every episode of this final season as well. I'm sorry, it's 3 a.m. right now. I still felt the need to do this video because the originals is that special of a show to me. In a big way because it contains the character of Klaus Mikaelson, played by Joseph Morgan, who I have a poster of right there, and who I'd even love to meet this year at the Chicago Vampire Diaries convention. But my girlfriend isn't as into the shows as I am, so we're going to likely one called C2E2 Chicago Convention, or Comic-Con and Entertainment Expo, which should be really cool too. I'll tell you more about that later on. It's more of a compromise, there's just more we're both interested in there. But if it's up to me, I'd definitely go to the Vampire Diaries one, because I'd love and kill to meet Joseph Morgan. He's just a phenomenal actor, and I really do consider Klaus to be one of the greatest and most well-developed characters I've ever seen in anything, be it TV or film. I just love the character so much. So this makes me very excited, but also nervous to see how they're going to do this last season. Because, we saw the end of TVD, like I said, quite a while ago at this point, or, a good while ago. Which I still need to do a video on. It's giving my updated thoughts on the final episode of that. But this is really the end of the whole universe, because TVD ended, but we still have this show, this connection to that world. But this is the true end of it. Starting where it all began in certain ways, in technical terms. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this last season. I trust how they're going to handle it. I know a lot of people are expecting, Caroline, Klaus and Caroline, Kansas Akelar, Kansas King, is supposed to make a couple appearances, at least as Caroline. And they are probably going to go that way, because of what happened with Camille in season 3, of course. It seems like they will probably go that way, which, I don't really care for Caroline, but I love the vehicle she had for, Klaus, sort of changing earlier on in the universe, earlier on in the Vampire Diaries. So if it happens, as long as I believe Klaus is happy, then I'm happy. I'll go with that. But there's a lot more to think about with this season, of course, with Elijah. Not having his memories, of course, with them having to stay separated, to hold off, of course, the Hollow and everything like that. Of course, it's going to be a process, but they will come together for one reason or another. And, as far as returns go, our characters I might see briefly again, I think, and it's pretty much been confirmed that we will be seeing Leah Pipes as Camille again, in at least one episode in this final season, I believe. It's been posted about, it's official, it's not really a spoiler type of thing, which would be really cool, bring up a lot of emotion for Klaus, I'm sure, and, still, emphasize her importance she still has within the story, which I'm looking forward to. But what I'm most looking forward to more is potentially seeing Michael, of course, Sebastian Roch again. I just butchered his name, but I always thought Klaus and him had a great, really intense dynamic, but also really layered at the very end of it. So I was always hoping we'd see Michael again in some capacity, and I'm really interested to see how him and Klaus interact at this point, because Michael and Klaus are at a very different point right before Klaus killed him. Klaus asking, why he, treated him all the way he did basically, and especially him. There's just a lot that could go on there, and a lot they could touch on. I'm really eager to see how they're going to do it. Or maybe they'll simply just have Michael as a part of Klaus's psyche somehow or something, and no real change, but I don't know. Either way, it's going to be really cool to see Michael again. And some casting news I'm very, very excited about, going back to the thumbnail. The picture, of course, right under Michael there. Leah Pipes posted a video of Michael, singing, by the way, on set, so him being seated right next to Joseph Morgan, apparently. But yeah, anyway, some casting news I'm very excited about is Jaime Murray joining the cast, who I have a picture of right below him. She's going to be joining the cast as a fairly important character from what I've read in this final season. Of course, I love Jaime Murray from Dexter. She did the Fright Night direct-to-DVD sequel, New Blood, which I actually kind of enjoyed. She was on Defiant. She was on Once Upon a Time recently. She's done tons of other stuff, but I especially loved her on Dexter as Lila. She's a really, really excellent actress, and just her style, her accent, and just the way she carries herself, and I just think it'll be a great fit for the show. And she also oozes sex appeal, so I think it'll be the perfect mix. She's supposed to be some kind of character that's connected to Elijah. She's supposed to be some kind of old school vampire that he knows, with all his memories gone. So I'm sure she'll play a key role no matter what happens. She could be a big bad. She could be a potential love interest. Who knows? But yeah, I just think she's a great fit, and I geeked the hell out when I read about it. So I can't really wait to see Jaime Murray. Apparently, we're also supposed to get like an Elijah solo episode. Apparently, it's supposed to be episode 3 of the final season, which is when she's supposed to be introduced. And I think that's fine. I think Elijah can definitely carry his own episode. So that should be interesting. But I just really, really can't wait for this final season, and it's still jarring to me that this whole universe is coming to an end. Because the Vampire Diaries ended, but I feel like I'm really saying my final send-off with the original's final season here, but like I said, I think they'll bring it. I like season 4. It wasn't my favorite, but still definitely had moments with it for sure. I love season 3, 2, and 1. And I love most of the Vampire Diaries, at least the first few seasons. And I really, really like parts of it after that too. But yeah, then what you guys think about the casting of Jaime Murray, who you want to see in the final season, what you think the appearances of Camille and Michael will involve, under what circumstances. Where you think all our characters will end up. Of course, we're hearing about death possibilities as well. I'm sure they're going to kill off someone or so. It's beloved to us. I've been hearing some rumors that Haley might be actually killed. I don't know. Don't freak out about that, because I really don't know for sure. But killing Haley, I think, would definitely be a mistake. It just really backtrack on a lot of what the story's been going with this whole time. Will both Elijah and Klaus survive? I would think no, because these things have to end in some kind of tragic, self-sacrificial kind of way, right? Like what happened with Damon and Stefan. So I think something's gonna go wrong on that end too, but who knows? I'd love Klaus to survive everything, which would be great, because he's the best. He's been this titan of vampires for how long, so it would be very fitting if he found a way to survive after discovering, more of his good side all these years and everything. Of course, with hope. But, so just want to know what you guys think. I should probably go to bed. It's, like I said, after 3 a.m. right now, but I just want to get this video out and just talk about my excitement for the final season of the originals. It should be starting, I'm not sure, but I'd guess somewhere in January, February, maybe March, I'm not sure, just somewhere in there. I'll definitely post about it when we get an exact date. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Usual Van Helsing sci-fi review coming within the next couple days as well. So yeah, look forward to that.